National Football League on EA Sports, and the wait is over for this rivalry game. It's the Buffalo Bills and the Miami Dolphins, and it comes your way next on Madden Football.
A city known for its incredible skyline, its nightlife and beaches, today centered around this venue, Hard Rock Stadium here in Miami. Thanks for joining us, everyone. With my partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. And like so many matchups in the NFL, Brock, our focus goes right to the quarterbacks in this one. Both of these guys, players who've been around the league now for some time, they've definitely established themselves as veterans who know how to win football games.
Yeah, I think the word of the day, Kate, is definitely experience. Two guys who've been through the season several times over, have seen a lot at this point in their career and been through quite a bit on the field. All that experience is stored up there right between the ears. And the one who is more skilled at leveraging that experience, more than likely is going to come away with the win.
Jason Sanders is out, ready to kick this one away. And we're underway at Hard Rock. Ty Johnson now to return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So here come the Bills for their opening drive. And leading them out, someone who's still the pride of Wyoming University and Fireball, California. One of the league's best and biggest arms, Josh Allen.
We've seen a lot of big arms come and go in the NFL. Few translate that talent, though, into stardom, quite like Josh Allen. It's fun for me on the college football road when I ask these young quarterbacks who they idolize, who they look up to. And just about every big guy that can run says the same thing, Josh Allen, because that skill set is so tantalizing. A player who can rip off a highlight reel play with the pass and just as easy with the down in just about any situation.
Straight ahead, here's Cook. He's foray up the middle, and that's about 3. Hit applied by Bradley Chubb. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
That's the kind of run play that feels like tug-of-war at field day. And you're just not moving the other side. Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it, and we'll move to the next.
Again, it's Cook. Jukes him, and now he's running free. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
Football on that 47-yard line, first down. Another one for Cook. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a first down.
2nd and 6 now. Curtis Samuel's there for the catch. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Trying it left side with Cook. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Brought down that time by Kendall Fuller. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid gain, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
On the move into the red zone. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
And just in case this offense didn't have enough to contend with, well, now you got to worry about a quarterback that could do what he just did. Tote the ball himself for a big run.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. From the red zone now. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Dalton Kincaid, the intended target there. And it's going to be 2nd down. Seeing some early game planning at work here, Brock. They were quick to attack that throw and break it up.
Yeah, this defense knows the importance this offense places on throwing the ball to their tight ends, and they were ready for it and all over it.
Second down, Allen throwing again. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. They picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Cook trying this one up the gut. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. 4 yards on the play, and that picks up a 1st and goal.
You love a huddle? Kate, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there that he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
Operating from the gun, it's Allen. On the move, headed right. And he will score. Touchdown, Buffalo! The Bills finish up an excellent opening series. Josh Allen, the touchdown. Well, you couldn't ask for a better start to a game than that. The offense taking it all the way down the field and finishing with 6.
These opening drives, Kate, are such tone setters. It is why every offense loves to script their first 15 plays, right? Everybody knows what's coming. Allows you during the practice week to get into rhythm, but even better when you're that sharp, that crisp, and you finish off and get the early lead.
Tyler Bass on now for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Bills will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Bass now to kick this away. D. Eskridge to return it. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So the Dolphins offense headed out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a proud Samoan and one of your few fellow lefty QBs, Brock, Tua Tagovailoa.
Tua's early career, yeah, it was known for injuries. Maybe not being as durable and as available as you want in a top 10 pick. But the last few years, he's taken great strides to rewrite that narrative. Remember, this was a guy that rewrote the record books in Hawaii, won a national championship at Alabama, and nobody questioned the accuracy of that left arm. It was just the availability, well, that he's had to rewrite, and he's done a heck of a job.
Opening carry for Devon Achane. This is ahead for about 5. That play cleaned up by Matt Milano. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
From the 31. Completes this one to Braxton Berrios. And he's out of bounds beyond the 35-yard line. They get 6 and a 1st down as well.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Tua off the play fake. That's caught, Devon Achane. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on 1st down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on 2nd down.
All right, here we go, 2nd down. Here's Achane up the middle. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. Give him 13 on that play. And that's going to give the Dolphins a 1st down.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that 3rd down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
On play action, here's Tagovailoa. Pulled in by Waddle. And they take him down right along the 30. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And it'll be first down, Miami.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Offense sure is marching to begin this game. Here's a first down from the 30. Out of the shotgun, a give to A-Chain. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. That play cleaned up by Matt Milano.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, that's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Tagovailoa off the play fake. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find a throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up.
That is normally a gimme for this offense, these short throws. But the defense, well, they had just enough influence on that play to force the incompletion.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Man in motion here. Throwing, here's Tagovailoa on 3rd. And he will score. Touchdown, Miami. The Dolphins finish off their opening drive. Tyreek Hill the touchdown. He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ballgame.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when you can go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
Jason Sanders to try the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Dolphins respond with 7 of their own to tie it here early. Sanders all set to send it away. Has this at the 6. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Buffalo offense out there for their 2nd drive of the contest. And the last time they had it, they ran it down the field on him. I'd expect some better resistance up front if they try that again. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They've got a man in motion. Now Allen off the play action. Connection made to Coleman. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. Javon Holland there to make the stop.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. Bails out of the pocket quick. Oh, look at this, here he goes. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They get 22 on that one. And that's good for a Bills 1st down.
Obviously, a defense wants to take away all the reads and prevent any kind of big throw for the 1st down. Fine. Well, this QB, he'll just lower his head and gash the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Working from the gun, it's Allen. He's on the move. He calls his own number again. Gets out of harm's way after stringing together some nice yards on that run.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
From the 42. That's complete to Coleman on the slant. And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
Ball at the 33 for first down. From the shotgun, it's Allen. Short pass brought in. And he's able to take this one down to the 25.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And with third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
After a good pickup, they're set up with second and short. Shakir sent in motion left. From the 25 on second down. The back grabs it. Touchdown, Buffalo. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even in early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
Bass on for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Bills take the lead here, 14-7 in the first. Bass now to kick this away. Washington now to return. And this drive will start inside the 25. Now we're going to see the Dolphin offense for their second drive of the contest. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. Offense ready to begin this drive. First and 10. Motioning the tight end now. First down, Tagovailoa to throw. Got his target. It's Hill. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset?
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. They go play action with Tagovailoa. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
You know, the goal on a lot of these short throws is to simply let the receiver create some yards after the catch, that yak. Well, I think he was thinking about the yak before he actually secured the catch.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Tagovailoa now working from the gun. Barrios makes the catch. And that's good for a gain of 5. Brought down by Rasul Douglas.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason this is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Here's Tua again. And even on third down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be fourth down.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Now it's Jake Bailey who's out to punt this for the Dolphins. And this one is away, and he got all of it and then some. And this one's out of the side of the end zone, was trying to get that precise aim, but he was off the mark. It's going to be a touchback. Buffalo sending its offense to the field. And that lead they've got, Brock, they are never going to have to worry about losing it if they keep scoring every time they touch this football.
Is that how it works?
It surprisingly is. You know, if you have the lead and you don't lose it, you win.
And that type of start, well, you wanted all 17 games of a season, but you're lucky to get it more than once.
He's got Khalil Shakir. And he's able to cross the 40 before going out. They managed 22 on the rip and a first down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
They'll head up first and 10 from the 42. Back to throw now, Allen. Escapes the pocket. Steps up, and he's running with it. And he gets this beyond the midfield stripe and onto the Dolphins side of the field.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock, you know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that, and it's a good thing you woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Allen setting up play action. Finds a seam down the middle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They get 22 on that one. And that's good for a Bills first down.
You know I love those chunk completions. They're so critical. Those chunk plays, they lead statistically so often to scoring. And then when you get it to a tight end and play action, it's just a little icing on the cake.
Cook calls it in. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Zach Sealer there to bring him down.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
2nd and 6 coming up here. They put a receiver in motion here left. 2nd and 6 now. Complete to Coleman. And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line. And that play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
All right, all set up now. 1st and 10. Now the shotgun give to Cook. And they're going to bring him down after he drives it down to the 7. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on first down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
2nd and 3 now. Now Allen. Has it down close. And in. Touchdown, Buffalo. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns. It has been wash, rinse, repeat for them offensively, Brock, as, well, we all wait for this defense to find a little backbone before this becomes a runaway.
Yeah, I'm a little torn up here in this booth because you're exactly right. Offensively, this is just machine, surgical. Defensively, you're running the risk of being embarrassed here pretty quickly.
Bass on for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Bills double their lead to 14. Bass now to kick this away. Eskridge on the return. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. Offense returning to the field now for the Dolphins. And they'll try for better results this time around, Brock, after they had to punt it away last time out. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Tua off the play fake. Has a man, it's Achane. And he gets it forward to steal about a yard out of that. Tackled on the play by Taylor Rapp.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason, where one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
Tagovailoa working from the pistol. He's only going to manage to get back to the line. Terrell Bernard tracking that one down.
Kate, I'm going to call that, even though it looks like nothing on the stat sheet, a win-win for both sides. The defense, well, they rally. They get right to that throw in the flat for a no gain. The offense, well, they just remind that defense, you not only got to cover us vertically, but we're going to stretch you horizontally as well.
Sending a receiver left. They're going to throw it on 3rd and long. Complete beyond the marker. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. And they send a man in motion. Achane, a 1st down carry. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Tua now from the gun. Buys time, rolling right. He can run it. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs. So we're through 1 quarter of this AFC East contest. It's a 2-score game early. Back to Hard Rock Stadium right after this. Back for the start of quarter number 2. It's Dolphin football as we begin. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. Hands it to the receiver here in motion. Oh, look at this sweep. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
These defensive ends today are so good, Kate, with their hands, and it's often right off the jump. If you can win with your hands, if you can create space, you could get a tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Switching it up here. Tagovailoa to throw. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. Then brings up 3rd down. Here's Tagovailoa. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two, and 3rd downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, their coach wants to see them convert those.
So the Dolphins readying for the punt. Kick is away, and this one might bring rain. Wow, what a kick. You are not going to see a better punt than that. He picked the perfect angle, and it flies out of bounds at the 1. No chance at a return. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Here's a give, fullback headed up the gut. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards.
As an offense in these situations, Kate, you could feel your own goal line, and you're not going to risk putting the ball in the air. So that means you're going to run it, and you're going to buy whatever breathing room you can.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Allen setting up to throw. He's on the move. He's stepping up and takes off with this one. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
You know, that's one of those little mental Rolodex plays. Right before the snap, you know if the read isn't there, that option isn't there, you can use your legs to make the adjustment and go get the 1st down.
Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Working from the gun, it's Allen. Couldn't connect right side, it's incomplete. Dalton Kincaid, the intended target. And now they face 2nd down.
I think we're seeing why this defense likes him in coverage. He reacts so well to throws and is even more adept in breaking up those passes.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Back to the air, Allen. He finds Kincaid. And he's going to be brought down after getting this up to the 22.
That can be a hopeless feeling when you fire a curl route right into zone coverage perfectly like that. Unless that curl happens to be right next to where one of your guys is sitting, that pass can hum in there and there's nothing this defense can do.
3rd and a lone yard coming up. Now it's a bootleg for him. Coleman with the grab. Now he's past the 25. And he flips the field for them before being taken down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position by hitting on that shot. You've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
So a massive gain, and all of a sudden we've got 1st and 10 inside the red zone. To throw again, it's Allen. Cut near the goal line. And not quite a touchdown, but he's down to the 4 before going out. 14 yards on a nice play there, and it gives them 1st and goal.
They've run this 12-yard out route, Kate, at the combine, well, all the way back to last century when I had to throw it. In this throw, this is a big boy throw. This is a differentiator. Can you make that deep out throw on time, on rhythm, and accuracy?
And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And they're headed in reverse after that sack.
Well, now this is certainly going to make 2nd and goal considerably more difficult. He could have gotten rid of it to avoid the big loss, but give some credit here to the defense as well. That pressure was suffocating, and it's going to make it a more difficult now 2nd and goal situation.
Leading 10 yards now as they line up at 2nd and goal. Shotgun handoff now to Cook. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. Give him 6 yards. That's going to set up 3rd and goal.
When you don't have great success on 1st down, Kate, it's a little bit like a hitter in baseball falling behind in the count. And all you want to do as a hitter is get back to a fighting chance. Give yourself a better count. That play, well, it does the same here. Now a much more manageable and opportune 3rd down situation.
And they get to him way behind the line on this one and take him down. And that sack going to cost them some yardage.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions to get more depth. But a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. except for this defense that just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
The Bills will turn to their kicker, Tyler Bass, for the field goal try. From 37 yards in the right hash. Amendola able to put it through. And that makes this a 3-score game.
Well, that's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
Bass now to kick this away. Washington now to return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Dolphins sending their offense back out there. Well, their last drive, not the one they want to replicate after they were forced to punt it away. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with Achane. And he finds space for about a 3-yard gain. Brought down by Rasul Douglas. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Got his target. It's Hill. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that gain. Christian Benford up to make that stop. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Shotgun snap now to Tagovailoa. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And this one did hit at the 8, but took a big bounce and finished its journey in the end zone for a touchback. The Bills and quarterback Josh Allen are ready to get back to work now on offense. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, it's Allen. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Tackle made by Jordan Brooks.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Here's a give to Cook. And they'll bundle this up after a 4-yard gain. It was Tyrell Johnson with the tackle. Give him 4 yards there, and they only need 1 more now on 3rd down.
You know, that's a good run right there to keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
They put a receiver in motion right. They'll run it with Cook. Juke the defender. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that 1st down right there.
New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. Going to the ground again on first. Escapes a defender. And he's going to work his way almost to midfield. That's stopped at the 48. Good rip on first down. That brings up 2nd and 2.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
Straight ahead, here's Cook. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
3rd and 4 coming up now. From the shotgun, it's Allen. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
So this one sails over the sideline, and they'll spot it where a touchback would go at the 20-yard line. The Dolphins and Tyreek Hill headed back out on offense. And unless the coverage adjusts to slow him down, Brock, he's going to be busy and a productive target for them throughout the rest of this contest. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Running left, here's A-Chain. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Tua out of the pistol. Able to find A-Chan. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. This one goes for 3 yards. And that's going to give the Dolphins a 1st down.
Move the chains! Got to move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Receiver in motion going left. 1st down, here's Tua. He's got Smith. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. Making the stop that time, Taron Johnson.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. This finds Smith. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. A 7-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Running with A-Chain out of the gun. And he takes it past midfield and starts the drive into Bills territory. Call it 9 yards. Looked like a first for a moment. It's 2nd and 1.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
Quick touch pass to the receiver. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. It's a 4-yard gain, and that's going to get him across the marker and earn the 1st.
Yet another example why the ball finds its way in this guy's hands time after time. He's a playmaker, and he knows how to get the yards they need. Maybe not a ton there, but enough to move the sticks.
Tight end going in motion here. First down, Tagovailoa to throw. Short pass brought in. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Terrell Bernard tracking that one down.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Motioning him from the slot right. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. Ed Oliver there to make the stop. Looks like no gain on 2nd down, and that leads us to 3rd and 6.
You know, that's one of those plays when you call it, you expect to get decent yards every time. Seeing it stopped at the line, man, that's deflating offensively.
Throwing, here's Tagovailoa on 3rd. He throws a bullet. Big gain downfield. Touchdown, Miami. That is a touchdown to one of their prime receiving targets.
This is really what you pay your skill guys for. You know, I had an old coordinator say, it's my job to get you a one-on-one. It's your job to go out and win it with a touchdown.
Extra point attempt coming from Sanders. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Dolphins cut the lead down to 10. That lead trimmed just a bit, down to 10 points now as the kick is up and away. Johnson now on the return. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. The Bills and James Cook making their way back out on offense now. And get that big old marker out. Cross a major number off his roadmap after that last drive. He's reached one of the marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. First and 10 now from the 30. They send the tight end in motion. Throwing now on first down. Allen connects with Cook. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. That play good for 17 and a first down.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on a defense.
First and 10, here's Allen. This one's quickly to Shakir. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Putting a receiver in motion. From the 47. Escapes the pocket. He takes it himself. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
We've hit the 2-minute warning now at Hard Rock. The Bills looking to add to their advantage. Markers reset, ball at the 37. They motion the slot man right. First down throw for Allen. Working the sideline, that's Coleman. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down.
That one came with a higher degree of difficulty. He had to balance focusing on the catch while staying in bounds.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. From the 32. Forced out to his right. He's running with it. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26. That one gains 7. And that's good for a Bills first down.
You know, before the snap, right before the snap, you may have to take off if the read isn't there. That was a great adjustment made at the perfect time for the first down.
On first down, Allen. And he will score. Touchdown, Buffalo! The Bills grow their lead just before halftime. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them, and that play happens so fast that it really is instincts on both sides.
Bass on for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Bills take a 3-possession lead. Bass now to kick this away. Washington now to return. He stopped on the return at the 27. The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideout. And they have made it no secret that they want to go his way in this game, right? And the results so far, I'd say very promising. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Tagovailoa now working from the gun. Hits his running back. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. Now the Dolphins call a timeout. It's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Markers reset, ball at the 37. Tagovailoa on first down. On target to his man, Barrios. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Tagovailoa working from the pistol. Completes this one to Hill. And he's going to be across midfield close to the 45 before going out. It's a pickup of 9 yards. And it'll be first down, Miami.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
Barrios makes the catch. And they make the stop, we're going to say at about the 37-yard line.
Well, nothing very fancy about that. That's just a textbook curl route. I think they were running curl routes last century, and it's a play that works a high percentage of the time then, just like it did now.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. To the air yet again, Tagovailoa. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Here's Tua again. And that is incomplete. 8 seconds left now.
There was almost no resistance offered against a rush that came off the line ready to maul anything in sight. It was all the QB could do to get rid of that before he gets absolutely clobbered.
Jason Sanders leading the Dolphins field goal unit out. From the right hash, this is going to be a 51-yarder. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And the gap closes to 14 points.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
Time left for maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. He's going to return it from a yard or two deep. And this drive will start inside the 25. Probably looking at our final snap of the half here on first down. Drops to a knee, and that pesky final second runs off. So we're to the end of our first half. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Bills leading. Now we'll send you up to Orlando, our studios there, for Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much. And with that, we welcome you all into our EA Sports studios. This is the Halftime Report. We saw some strong work from James Cook in that first half. He was targeted often in the passing game in those first 2 quarters, finishing with 5 catches and a touchdown as well.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our third quarter. Bass now to kick this away. Eskridge on the return. This return makes it up to the 25. The Dolphins and a running back, Devon Achane, getting back to work. That passing game they went to in the first half, it's going to need to be firing to start this second half too as they chase this lead. They're out and set, 1st and 10. They'll send him over right. On first down, they're going to start out with Achane. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
You can keep your job in the NFL as a D tackle if you eat up space. You really can. But you make that bag when you can defeat blocks, penetrate, and create runs for losses as a defensive tackle.
Offense to the line for second down. Shotgun snap now to Tagovailoa. He keeps those feet in and makes the catch. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that's going to give the Dolphins a first down.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
First down, ball at the 36. Hands it to the receiver here in motion. Oh, look at this sweep. And he'll scurry forward for a pickup of 3.
Got to be rush hour, Kate, because there's a whole lot of traffic up the middle right there. He ran right into some gridlock, and he could only manage a few yards at most.
Second down now, 7 to go. Man in motion here. Second down carry for Achane. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Just 1 yard on the carry, though. It's 3rd and 7 now.
Kate, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
To the air, 3rd and long. No place to go, so he just threw it away.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released, and that sure altered the throw.
Punt team on the field. And he's been getting all of it every time out. Averaging over 50 yards a kick, and this is another one well hit. The Bills headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And as we're reminded of some of the highlights of this game, his touchdowns ranking quite high among them. We're going to see 3 of them here, and if you're scoring like that, Brock, it normally means you've had a pretty darn good game. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Allen. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. So it's 2nd down coming up.
Defender's not going to be thrilled the catch was almost made on his watch, but more importantly, he breaks it up. Gives him a chance to do a little jawing after the play. Lets the other guy know he roughed him up and cost him that catch.
Operating from the gun, it's Allen. Complete to Coleman. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line.
Kid, I promise you, if you and I got to travel the country and watch young quarterbacks, even really good high school quarterbacks, out routes are the hardest to complete. Slants, goes, fades, all that stuff comes somewhat naturally, but really trusting yourself to throw that out route, that comes with time and experience.
That's caught for the 1st. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. A pickup there of 33 yards. And that's good for a Bills 1st down.
I think every quarterback around the world would agree, Kate. You love throwing a short pass to a tight end and then give that guy a chance to show off his speed in the open field. He outruns defense to make it a much bigger gain.
Down inside the 40 now with a 1st down following that last play. Cook trying this one up the gut. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. Tackle made by Jordan Brooks. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
Another one for Cook. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Tackle made by Jordan Brooks.
You make that call to just give yourself a fighting chance on 3rd down, Kate. Take at least a little bite out of the big meal between them and the 1st down marker. And that should make this upcoming call a little less daunting.
The Dolphins with an extra DB out there. 3rd down coming. Working from the gun, it's Allen. Finds him over the middle. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27. 6 yards on the play and enough for a 1st.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Man in motion headed right. Allen now on 1st down. Coleman with the grab. And he takes it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. The Bills push their lead further to start the half. Keon Coleman, the touchdown. So sensational work by the skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensively, you got to get that skill player down. Period, end of story. You can't give up that much yards after catch.
Bass on for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Bills stretch their lead to 21. Bass now to kick this away. Eskridge on the return. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. This offense headed back to the field, led by their receiver. And he has kept his pace up in the second half. His quarterback more than happy to keep throwing it his way, considering what he's been able to do with his looks all game. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. He's on the... And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Taking a look at that scoreboard, and you just can't go backwards. If you're going to close this gap, you've got to stay on schedule. I've had a hard time doing so with a double-digit deficit.
Let's see what they dial up on a 2nd and very long. They've got a man in motion. Another try following the sack. Rolling out to his left. He's on the move. Decent yardage picked up here before he slides down to avoid the tackle.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
Bills crowding the passing lanes. They've got a dime look here on 3rd down. Has a man, it's Achane. And he's brought down for a loss.
He specializes in salvaging broken plays out of the backfield, but even he couldn't get anything out of that one, Kate. That defense, they were all over it.
On now comes their punter. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. He's been hitting it well so far. This is another big one. Looking to return from the 29. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. Possession switching back to Buffalo as their offense heads out. Well, Brock, their passing game has been the highlight for them offensively so far. 3 touchdowns and a whole lot of good plays beyond that.
And Ken, I think what we've seen is an offense who's reading the same book as the defense, just a few chapters ahead. Each time the defense tries to make an adjustment, well, the offense has a counter ready to go. Lesser passing games would have had some serious trouble trying to keep up with this pace.
All right, excellent field position for the Bills as they set up 1st and 10. Back to throw now, Allen. Escapes the pocket. He'll step up, and there he goes. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
Man, I don't ever want to be a defensive coordinator. They do so many things right to take away the pass, and then what happens? Well, you get a quarterback that lowers his head, gashes the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game. You take away the pass, but you can't stop the QB run.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Now the shotgun give to Cook. And defenders are there to get him at the line. It's Cater Kohu up to make that play. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
As a corner in this league, well, you can go to the Pro Bowl if you can cover. But you want to be an all-pro, you stick someone like that.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Throwing here, Allen. Has him on the quick hitter. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. It was Tyrell Johnson with the tackle.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on a throw, that's a go-to route to target.
So now here's 3rd and 5. Allen. Connection made to Shakir. And he gets down to the 24 before he stopped. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's good for a Bills first down.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
1st and 10. Here's Allen. Cook calls it in. And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line.
These intermediate gains, that's the wheelhouse for these two to connect on. Start the series off well, and it sure keeps the defense on its toes in case they try to load up and just simply cover the receivers.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. To the air again, Allen. And he scores. It's a Buffalo touchdown. The Bills keeping the pedal floored and adding 6 more. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups. And when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
Bass on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Bills grow their lead yet again. Bass now to kick this away. Eskridge on the return. This return makes it up to the 25. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
They call play action. Would have been better to actually give it to him on a carry right there, Kate. The front was fooled, well, for about a split second, if that. And that play call ended up working in their favor as it leads to a sack.
All right, here we go. Second down. Trying again, following the sack. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. That's A.J. Epinesa on the tackle.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to third down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Tagovailoa facing third and long. And even on third down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be fourth down.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on third down? Well, they chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
They're out now, ready to punt it. This is away, and once again, he's caught all of it. He's got it. And some nice running on that return. He gets it up past the 35. The visitors are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. All right, excellent field position for the Bills as they set up 1st and 10. Running back sent in motion. First down throw for Allen. He's on the move. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Well, partner, I think this defense had enough. This QB has been getting out of the pocket and doing damage with his legs, but not this time. Great pursuit, great effort, and they're able to wrap him up for the sack.
Back to the line they go. It's second down. And they send a man in motion. After the sack, another pass on second down. That's going to be an incomplete pass on the throw to the right. Dalton Kincaid, the intended target. So now it's going to be third and long.
Oh, look at those savvy linebackers. They're just right in the middle of everything, aren't they, Kate? And it seems like at times they are the quickest reactions as well. He needed a quick one right there to get a finger on the throw and change its direction.
Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. Fourth down coming up.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
The Bills with a punt team out there. And this will be his second effort of the contest. And this one is crushed. Wow, beautiful punt here. That is going to go for 60+. The Dolphins offense ready to go as they take the field. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Tua off the play fake. Caught by his fullback behind the line. He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. Christian Benford up to make that stop.
I remember talking to Jim Harbaugh one time, and Bo Schembechler asked him when he was a head coach, you have a tight end with his hand on the ground? Yes, coach. You have a fullback still on your roster? Yes, coach. Then you're going to be just fine.
Second down now, 7 to go. Tua now from the gun. Pushing it up past the 30. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
They've got first down from the 31. Tagovailoa off the play fake. No one open, so he chucks this to another county.
Everybody wants to play quarterback until a play like that. Almost no resistance off the ball and the defense ready to maul you. It was all he could do to get rid of it before he gets just clocked.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Here's Tua again. Taken in by Smith. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. To the air yet again, Tagovailoa. Jukes out a one-stop. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Again, it's Tagovailoa. He's got, and this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
In theory, Kate, that's exactly what complementary man coverage is supposed to look like. The DBs, well, they're sticky on the back end of it. The front end, that pass rush, it makes an impact that gets home. But of course we know it's not that simple. It is really tough to lock down a full field for more than a second or two.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Here's A-Chain running right. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This offense may want to try and disguise their run a little bit. I don't know if it's the O-lineman's stance. I don't know if it's a cadence. I don't know what it is. But after 2 straight plays going backwards, this defense is all over them.
So not an enviable spot here as they come up on 3rd and very long. Tagovailoa back to throw. Able to find Achane.
I'm a big fan of the screen pass. Really, you could run a screen as they just showed on any play. 1st, 2nd, 3rd down, sometimes even 4th. But it takes great acumen, a great football IQ defensively to have an awareness it's coming, and then more importantly, to stop it.
They'll send out the punting unit. This one's headed for the sideline and out. We'll get the mark. They say it's at the 9 where it crossed. The visitors ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And like we've seen from him before, Brock, he got a good game going early through the air and kept the pressure up from then on. He's still taking it to him now as we work through this 2nd half. They're out and set, 1st and 10. This is Cook on the handoff. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Javon Holland there to make the stop. Halfway there on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. It's like they got the home run derby. But you know what? Talk to managers, and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you could win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you, you get runs of that length, it may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Zach Sealer there to bring him down.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game, right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage, B, it sets up your play action, and C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
Again, it's Cook. And he's brought down. They're spotting this one right at the 20. It's a meager 2-yard gain, but that's enough to award them the 1st down.
Yeah, I get it. Fans will measure a running back's merit by touchdowns, yards, the fantasy football world we live in. But as coaches and teammates, Kate, they want something a little bit more. They want to see plays like that, a guy who will always get the short yards in a critical spot like that.
On first down, Allen. Short pass brought in. He'll work it a couple of yards past the line. Jordan Poyer up from the secondary to make that stop. Thankfully, only one quarter to play now. We've reached the end of 3 in this lopsided affair. It's the Bills football, and they can pretty well cruise the rest of the way. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Now it's Cook. And he's able to push this ahead to around the 27. It's a gain of 6, and they only need half of that now on 3rd and 3.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Shotgun handoff now to Cook. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
He easily had the yardage for a first, but he was hungry for a lot more. I think that tackle prevented something that was going to be a lot bigger than just a first down pickup.
First down, ball at the 36. Here's Cook. And he can only manage 1 yard. The defenders were at the ready to bring him down.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Here's a give to Cook. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. It'll be a gain of 5. They still need 4 on 3rd down.
The humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Now Allen going to the air. Throw right side, and Shakir has it. And he works this to the 38 before going down. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
New set of downs for him at the 38. This is Cook. And he's able to push forward and get them to the 34. Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on 2nd down.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign, well, they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Now run by Cook. And in a rarity today, he's stopped at the line of scrimmage. Looks like no gain on 2nd down, and that leads us to 3rd and 6.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just times you got to run in the darkness. And when linebackers fill that hole like that right in the middle of the field, he ran right into the darkness and the pain of that linebacker.
Straight ahead, here's Cook. He gets the 1st and more inside the 20. And he will score. Touchdown, Buffalo. The Bills keep running away with this. It's a James Cook touchdown. This was a clear passing down, Brock, and the run surprised all of us, and there it goes for a touchdown.
That's well said. Rewarded for going against the grain. Common sense analytics tell you throw it, but the surprise paid dividends.
Bass on for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Bills continue piling on to this lead. Bass now to kick this away. Washington now to return. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun snap now to Tagovailoa. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Yeah, this is a time where offensively you got to regroup. You got to get in that huddle. You know, and quarterback is the most important leadership position. Everyone's looking at you. And as a QB, after taking a sack like that, golly, you got to flush it, instill some confidence, and move this ball forward.
They really need some chunk yardage here on 2nd down. Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. This one is hit by a defender and winds up incomplete. Trying to connect with Tyreek Hill there. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
3rd and long for him here. It's tipped away and it's going to hit the ground incomplete. Defender winning that rep. That brings up 4th down.
You know, as a QB, I'm going to note that in the back of my head. That was a heck of a break. Knocks the ball away. DBs like that, they tend to, once they get one hand on the ball, have a pretty good beat on you and can get 2 hands on it the next time.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. Fields this clean at the 30. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. The offense being led back out by its quarterback as they get geared up for their next possession. And he'll be happy to keep letting it fly as much as he has all game. Look at these numbers. They show just how effective he's been in captaining this offense. All right, excellent field position for the Bills as they set up 1st and 10. They'll run it with Cook, and he scampers ahead and gets 2 on the carry.
I think we got to be careful, and I'll raise my hand of thinking that play was just a nothing burger. Because what can happen from that, Kate, is he put some nice toppings on it. A play-action pass, a shot that comes down the road from what looked like a very plain play.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Back-to-back carries here. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. He got 5, and now it's going to be 3rd down and 3. They motion a receiver left. Allen on 3rd and short. That's caught for the 1st. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And that's good for a Bills 1st down.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Here's the handoff. And they make the stop, we're going to say at about the 37-yard line. First down play nets them 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
Sure, a whole lot of noise to sort through up the middle, but by the time he figured everything out, he was able to hit them for a decent gain.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Back to the well again. And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line. Give him 4 yards there, and they only need 1 more now on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, it's Allen. Connects with Cook. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
Hey, Kate, they don't rightly care who it's going to go to in that situation. All they really care about are the results on 3rd down. And that's exactly the result they needed, enough to keep this drive moving.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's stopped down at the 16 after a small gain. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8. From the 16. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line. Third down, 1 yard to go. Working from the gun, it's Allen. Oh my, it's intercepted in the end zone. And the Dolphins are stopped just outside of their own end zone after the interception.
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for them. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
Miami set to take over once again on offense. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And, man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with Achane. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And it'll be 1st down, Miami.
I'll tell you what, Kay, one of the things I'm most proud of coming out of broadcast are my O-line buddies that will hit me up during the game and say thank you. Thank you for finally showing some love and giving some light to what those big boys are doing up front. I got to play with some of the best to do it. I got to see it up close and personal, and because of it, I'll never forget it. And they just showed up on that run.
And he protects himself with a slide there after a decent gain.
Oh, man, those defensive players hate slippery quarterbacks. Near impossible to keep them hedged in or corral them behind the line there. He evades them long enough to turn a potential loss into positive yardage.
Options are open here. It's 2nd and inches. From the 32. Escapes the pocket. Oh, he's keeping it again. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for a QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a 1st down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
1st and 10 now. Here's Tagovailoa. He's got Smith. And he's going to be across midfield, close to the 45 before going out.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Tagovailoa now working from the gun. He's on the move. He's going to keep it this time. The big play nets him 17 yards. And that's going to give the Dolphins a first down.
As much as you'd like to find a completion and get the ball out of your hands, when a play breaks down, you got to be able to make a play with your legs. His offense counts on his ability to evade pressure and occasionally make plays just like that.
Tagovailoa on first down. This finds Smith. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Back now, pressure on its way. Completed left side to Smith. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Looking. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
You know, one thing I noticed, Kate, coaching youth football, everybody wants their kid to play quarterback. That is, until they get knocked to the mat. And that's now 5 sacks in this game, let alone the number of times the quarterback's been flushed as well. Not everybody is built to play quarterback.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Another try following the sack. Catch is made in close. And he's out of bounds at the 4. Oh, he was thinking touchdown there.
Kid, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns. He puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
3rd and 2. Now Tagovailoa. Oh, no touchdown. It's intercepted. Taylor rapping to pick that one off.
I know exactly what the quarterback was envisioning when he let that one go. Touchdown, baby. Not long after, I know exactly what he was thinking. Oh, no! Give me that one back, because the coverage baited him perfectly into that throw, and even more so, picked it off.
The visitors returning their offense and this running back to the field. They are coming off their first interception of the game. This drive now a chance to rebuild some confidence. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Cook trying this one up the gut. And he's going to get this up to the 26 before being taken down. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
It's the 2-minute warning from Miami. Bills authoring a blowout here. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. On the ground, first run for Ray Davis. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. Third and a lone yard coming up. Now the shotgun give to Cook. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
A split second, all that kept the defense from making a stand right there. It's amazing, man. This game of inches and split-second reactions. A nice bit of burst, surge forward for enough to go get that first by a couple before they could finally drag him down.
Going to the ground again on first. And the plunge up the gut yields nothing there. No progress on first down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, and they got him tackled behind the line. But a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
So the Bills fight their way to a win on the road. And with the start they had in that first quarter, Brock, it is no surprise to see them come away with a victory at the end. They really did all they could to put this out of reach early. So for my partner, Brock Heward, and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott, saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody. It's a win for the Bills, as we say so long from Miami.